My name is Dr. George Obo. I'm the current president of Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club of Nigeria. The decision to hold a training program for our farmers back home was born out of the need to contribute to the human capital development of our people. As you may be aware, Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club is a community development focused club. We have made contributions to the development of our communities on several fronts. When this executive came in early last year, we set up a capacity building committee. The focus of that committee was to impact the lives of members and the members of our community. So the training programs organized by the committee were supposed to be twofold. One, targeted at members of the club, and the other at members of our community. So what you referred to is the component that was targeted at members of our community. And of course, you do know that Weppa Wanno and Uzanu are predominantly agrarian. And so, in thinking of how to build the capacity of our people, we thought it wise to look in the direction of agriculture. And so we had to package a program that will help our people to be better farmers and to develop a business around farming, agribusiness, if you want to call it that, as a means of livelihood. So the program that just ended was meant to assist in building their capacity in the area of crop yield, adopting better practices, globally acceptable best practices in farming to enhance productivity, enhance yield, and to also assist them to build business around farming. They were encouraged to form cooperatives, and we gave incentives around such formation of cooperatives, assisting them to pay the relevant fees and getting advisory services available to them.
Weppa Wanno and Uzanu are predominantly agrarian communities situated at the northern part of Edo State, Isako East local government area precisely. Being bounded by the river Niger, they have a common boundary with Kogi State. The communities are majorly known for crops such as cassava, groundnut, tomato, yam, corn, and melon. The Agenibode market is usually a hub during harvest time for these crops, with merchants coming from other parts of the state and Kogi State to buy in bulk. Void of exaggeration, it is right to say that Weppa Wanno and Uzanu in Isako East local government area of Edo State are combined major food supplier in Edo State. It is noteworthy that the farmers in these communities, like other parts of Nigeria, struggle with constraints which hamper their full capacity in output. They are in terms of modern techniques and processes and marketing skills. These constraints truly need attention. Rising to this need, the Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club of Nigeria nobly decided to hold a capacity training for the farmers in the Weppa Wanno and Uzanu communities. Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club of Nigeria is widely recognized in Edo State and among Weppa Wanno and Uzanu people for their propensity and commitment to community development, often undertaken on a high standard. In line with this, the club sourced facilitators from notable government agencies, which are Edo State Skills Development Agency, Edojobs, and Edo State Ministry of Business, Trade and Cooperatives. The training that held on March 14, 2025 at the clubhouse in Agenebode was titled Building Sustainable Agricultural Enterprises from Farming to Formalization. It was designed to equip the local farmers with essential knowledge and practical skills to enhance productivity, reduce post-harvest losses, and transition towards formalized business structure.
The choice to collaborate with Edojobs, a state government agency, was a strategic decision. We had the option of using in-house resources. We could as well have gone to other private bodies to collaborate with on this particular assignment. But we decided to work with a state government agency, knowing that within the wider context of development, government plays a very major role. The thought is that after going through this training, the farmers may be requiring further support or assistance for them to make good their farming practices, and they may need such support from other government agencies. So having gone through a particular government agency, it could be easier for them to benefit from what similar government agencies or relevant government agencies have to offer. And in any case, as a club, we do not boast of having all it takes to prosecute our developmental agenda. We do have reason to reach out to other like-minded organizations, and government happens to be one major such agency that can facilitate development. Yes, so it was a strategic decision.
This theme was scaled down to two topics, which are understanding agro-business and improved farm practices, while the second one is formalizing business and business cooperatives. These topics were delivered professionally by the team of experts set in by the agencies.
My name is Gloria Reme. I'm the training coordinator that facilitated the agricultural training, sustainable agricultural best farm practice for the Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club during their agricultural engagement to train farmers around that locality. So when we talk about sustainable agricultural farm practice, it is a practice that simply means the producing of food and livestock without destroying the environment, without destroying the ecosystem. It simply implies that you use the land to grow your crops and you still leave the land in a proper way where other persons can still use it. Because these days a lot of people who are engaged in agricultural practices are destroying the land due to urbanization. Land is being destroyed, industrialization, even the recent one everybody is running into now, which is the real estate. You discover that we don't have enough land for growing again, and even the insecurity is also adding to it, that the forest that is supposed to be rich, people are becoming scared of going into it. So the concept is to make sure that the land that is being used for agricultural practice is being preserved and protected. So that is the concept of sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture can also be a form of organic farming where natural things is being used for farming, for producing crops, livestock. You use natural means. Why do we say natural means? Natural means is better because if you use artificial means, you might end up also getting a bountiful yield, but you will cause a lot of damage to the soil and also to humans, that is to eat that particular food. These days everybody is running to inorganic fertilizer, your NPK, your urea, or they are all good. They can give you a bountiful harvest as some persons think. But let's not forget that some current disease is being linked to some of these chemicals that is found in this fertilizer. We have your molybdenum. Molybdenum is a component that is also being used for the producing of inorganic fertilizer. And this molybdenum, sometimes it has been discovered that it is not completely broken down. It affects your crops, and at the end of the day, people consume it. So you see, even up to cancer these days can be traced to inorganic chemicals that is not completely broken down in some of the crops that they were used to produce. So the concept of sustainable agriculture is using natural remedies so that the land can be preserved, the land will not be destroyed. And the importance are much. It saves the soil. Yes, it saves the soil through your cover cropping, through your crop protection. It conserves water. There's proper water management, rainfall, irrigation, and all. You grow healthy crops. Yes, another advantage is that you grow healthy crops that is safe from inorganic fertilizer. When you use your organic fertilizer like your compost manure, your farmyard manure, and even biopest control, you want to control disease and pests, you are not using pesticide, but rather you are using natural means to also control them. So these are some of the advantage of it, or the importance. And also, sustainable agriculture also involve eco-friendly farm practice. When we talk about eco means the environment, friendly means a farm practice that is environmentally friendly. Like your organic farming, as I said, is environmentally friendly. Like your permaculture is environmentally friendly. Your regenerative agriculture, where it means that you are practicing agriculture, and at the same time, what you are using, you are making sure that it is not depleted, but it still keep increasing. Like your agroforestry is also another eco-friendly farm practice. Let me just say a little about the regenerative agriculture for some of us to understand. Let's go to our forest. There used to be a policy then that for every one tree you cut, then you must plant 4. But who is doing that again? Enters the forest. A lot of people are bringing down the trees, but how many trees are we planting? We fear that in some few years from now, the forest to an extent might not have good trees.
It was very, very interactive, and they asked a lot of questions, and they also knew, I was able to tell them the policies that the government have concerning cooperative, where each and every one of them can benefit. At the end of the day, the trainees, they were enlightened, and they were glad that such training occurred in that vicinity. I will say thank you, and I will also say that this training was very timely. Most of them didn't know that they could help themselves before the government start helping them. Cooperative is all about self-help. Once you start and the government see that you are putting in efforts, then the government will come and assist in different form. I want to say thank you for training them, and it was a good one, and I will be glad to associate with Pyramid Club. Thank you so much.
My name is Engineer Anero Izogbe. I am the chairman of Benin chapter of Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club of Nigeria, and also a member of the Training and Welfare Committee. This committee, headed by our Vice President, Mr. Abdul Dodo, is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of members' welfare and organizing trainings for both members and our people at home in our various communities of Weppa Wanno and Uzanu. Earlier last year, we had a training for members on export procedures and business generally. This training that we're talking about now, we decided to look out for what we can do for our people back home, and I was given the mandate to anchor this training. So we set to task to look for a suitable topic that we can, provide a curriculum that will help to train our people in agribusiness, because our people are mainly farmers. So we decided to train them along the farming line, how to improve on their farming methods, post-harvest losses, how to control them, value addition and agro-processing, and most importantly, formalization of business. Because one of the challenges that our people have is lack of awareness and information, and sometimes when they know about some of this things, they find it lazy. They are lazy and find it difficult for them to comply with them. So we decided to carry the training right to them in Agenebode. At our clubhouse at Imokweme, Agenebode, that training took place on the 14th of March. We set out to coin out a topic, a theme, which was agribusiness, formalization of business, and agro-processing. So we went to government, went to Edojobs. There's an agency of government in Benin that is known as Edojobs. Actually, the full name is Edo Skills Development Agency. Their mandate is to train youth, to train people in agribusiness, so that our people can be empowered and they can be, knowledgeable enough to carry about business procedures. So we went to them and gave them the topic. Together we drew up a curriculum. Then we also went to the Ministry of Business, Trade and Cooperative, so that they could also come and talk to our people about formalization of business, especially creation of cooperatives within our communities. Cooperative is a kind of association of like-minded, business-minded people, multi-purpose, who will come together, to do business together. So we felt that if they are valuable, they should be able to give our people, good training on how to go about this. So that training took place on the 14th of March, and the director of cooperative was on ground, having written, request and invitation to both agencies and ministries. The Edojobs MD sent down, a team to help in the training. The training actually took place, and we went about before then sensitizing our people. We went around every village in Weppa Wanno and Uzanu, informing them, sensitizing them, giving them information about the upcoming training and the need for them to come. Both agri-businessmen, smallholder farmers, and both already registered cooperatives and those who are willing to register cooperative. So on that day we had a very good turnout. We actually had planned for 60 attendees. At the end of the day we got 55, and the training was very, very well organized. The resource persons were very detailed, and it was very insightful, impactful, and very interactive. At the end of the day, our people were the better for it. So it was a good thing and a good initiative of Mr. President Weppa Wanno Pyramid Club of Nigeria. Dr. Edojobs was one of his policy initiatives to help to train our people. And I think the benefits from this are numerous, because at the end of the day, we had to do a raffle draw. It was something that we had planned, that we are going to, register for free 2 cooperative societies and 3 new businesses. At the end of the day, the raffle draws were held, and 3 new businesses, 1 free registration, and 2 new cooperative society also won free registration. That was how it took place on that very day.
Pyramid Club of Weppa Wanno is actually existing for, first of all, for its member to network among themselves. That's one objective. Two is to network and pool resources together and impact positively on the community where we are, where we came from. So it's not surprising to have that kind of training for the community where we came from. Yes, I chair that committee in terms of welfare and capacity building committee. Other members of the committee are I Chief Edo is a member of that committee. Louis Ini is a member of that committee, and some other members of the Pyramid Club. Okay, why it's an ESCO decision? ESCO here in the executive committee, where we have the president, who is Dr. George Ogo. I'm privileged to be vice president of that club. As I said, the club exists, one, for us to network, build resources together. And again, for you to network is for you to pool resources together. So we, Pyramid Club, in attempt to pool resources together to help ourselves and the community, we did a training. We did a training on capacity building for members, where we got a doctor and a lecturer from Lagos Business School to come and lecture us on the value chain opportunity in terms of commodity export, prospect and challenges for members. We recognize that members of Pyramid Club, some are career people, some are business owners, some are some are self-employed, and we see commodity export as an opportunity for people to improve their income, to grow their businesses. Then when one grows their businesses, have improved income, it will be enough for you and have something to extend to your family and your community. So we did that one. And last year, for members, two, we felt that our community, we needed to equally do something for them. Our community, Weppa Wanno and Uzanu as a clan, they are predominantly into agriculture, farming. Anytime we go home, we always see how can we improve the farming culture, how can we ensure that our parents, our family, our community have the best of knowledge, the best of equipment, the best of idea. How can they translate that into a more improved productivity in terms of quantity of produce, innovative idea on how to increase their output. So on the basis of that, we felt that we get to empower them. Someone will tell you, say, give me fish or teach me how to fish. So we choose the part of teach me how to fish. So that's why we did that, just to empower our community to see beyond individual farming, to see beyond just farming from our immediate family, to see farming as a career whereby they can increase their productivity, increase their revenue by way of value chain opportunity. In that lecture, they showed them not only farming, how to preserve their product, how to form cooperative society where they can dictate in terms of pricing how much they buy their product. They have that power to decide, influence the market. So the purpose of that training is just to one, give them knowledge, empower them to embrace best practices and ideas. So that's why we did that. Yeah, when people come into cooperative, in one, they become larger in terms of resources put together. What one person could not do, but when they form cooperative, they can put resources together to do that. Two, when they into cooperative, they are indirectly empowering themselves, speaking in one voice, and they have the ability to influence the market, to dictate the price, and to equally seek help from government and from market organization, in terms of NGO, in terms of people, telling buyers this is how much we want to sell. If they form themselves into a cooperative, they have that buying power, they have that buying decision. They can influence market price and they can dictate how they want to sell, rather than somebody coming to buy from individual. But if they know they are cooperative, where they are more organized, they can speak in one voice, they can seek help from government. They always get interventions because they are into cooperative society. Yeah, we carefully, Aneru, High Chief Aneru, that we actually chaired that home training because he's based in Benin. He was able to network through his contact to get people in government, right, who are well experienced, who are well exposed, who have the knowledge, who have the competencies, you understand, to bring those trainings down to our community. So the people who are the lecturer or facilitator, they are well known in the industry. They are people that have been in the industry for almost 15 to 20 years. So they brought in their expatriates, to tell our people how to do it. They demonstrated it. When you're on the field, you are a better lecturer rather than being theoretical, but you have seen it all. So the facilitator were carefully chosen, and the date was equally carefully chosen so that they can impart that knowledge on our people.
From your own observation and experience, do you see the training meet its objective?
Yeah, it does. One, by way of the attendance, we have over almost 65 people in attendance, which we are very proud of. The atmosphere was very conducive for them in terms of the recipient, our community people. And above all, after the training, we interview people, their experience and their take home, and they were very, very happy that Pyramids organized that kind of training. And two, we equally empower people that day to say, okay, encourage them to form cooperative, encourage them to have company rather than trading as individual. So I would say it was very successful in my opinion, by way of what we saw, by way of feedback from the direct participant and from the community itself. So, but again, as I said, it's something that is ongoing. We will be more grateful or appreciative 6 months, 1 year from now. All those theoretical perspectives we told them, all those ideas, all those training materials they gave them, they put them into practice, and we see people coming with testimony. Oh, because I attended this training, I was able to do X, Y, and Z. Last year, 2 years, this is what I was doing, but because of this training, I have moved my output from say 100,000 to 200 to 300. So we are waiting for those feedback, but so far so good. With the feedback we are getting from him, for me, it even exceeds the expectation of our training objective. Pyramid exists for their member and exists for the community. We always look forward to what we can do for our community. Yes, we did the agriculture because agriculture is one of the it's one of the career we have for our people back at home. So there are other things we could do. Now, Pyramid are equally involved in security, right? Security arena, because farmers are being threatened by these herdsmen and bandits. So Pyramid are partnering with other socio-cultural clubs in Weppa Wanno and Uzanu to ensure that farmers can go to farm and farm without being intimidated, without being pursued. So those are interventions Pyramid is doing, and will continue to do that. But all I can tell you is evolving. We always treat it as it comes. Whatever is invoked, wherever we think we can intervene and make our people much better, we do that. Is it going to be sustainable? I would say yes. Because Pyramid is made up of men who are capable, who have the feeling of we are from a community and there is need for us to give back. So we always appreciate our members. Our members will always think of the community we come from and see how they can make it better by way of agriculture, by way of security, and by way of general welfare. So our plan is to sustain that. It may not necessarily be agri, there are other industry we will touch, but again, one thing at a time. Thank you so much.